How did you sleep last night? Koalas can sleep as much as 22 hours a day. Chinstrap penguins don't do extended periods of sleep. They take thousands of tiny 4-second naps because they need to stay alert when guarding their nests. Sea otters sleep 11 to 13 hours, broken up in naps that last several hours throughout the day and night. They float on their backs in the ocean and hold each other's paws while sleeping, or wrap themselves together with kelp so they don't drift apart. Sometimes friends have sleepovers. These can be fun, but not much sleeping tends to happen at a sleepover, and they don't generally involve kelp. Sometimes people talk about losing sleep because they're worried about something, like not being invited to a sleepover. Take a listen.
Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic!
Hi there, I'm Dr. Eileen Kennedy Moore, also known as Dr. Friendtastic. I'm an author and clinical psychologist based in Princeton, New Jersey. Each week on the Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic podcast, I answer a question from a kid about making and keeping friends. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, you can send it in at drfriendtastic.com/submit. That's drfriendtastic.com/submit. Here's today's question.
Hi, I'm Jim. I'm 12. I was just wondering, what if my friends have a sleepover without me?
Hi, Jim. Thanks for sending in your question. I'm guessing that you felt hurt and maybe also angry when you found out that your friends had a sleepover and didn't invite you. This is a tricky situation because even though it hurts to be excluded, the host kid has a right to invite or not invite whoever they want. You may feel tempted to yell at the host kid and demand, "Why didn't you invite me? You're so mean." I strongly recommend that you don't do this. Yelling at someone or calling them names isn't going to make them want to be around you more. It's always a good idea to try to imagine other people's perspectives. Let's try to think of some reasons why the host kid might have invited the other kid, but not you. I call this the maybe game. Maybe that kid excluded you because he was trying to be mean and he wants you to suffer. But you said he's a friend, so probably not. What are some other maybes that could explain what happened? Maybe the host kid's parents said he could only invite one friend, and maybe he's planning to invite only you next time. Maybe they're neighbors, so it's easier for them to get together for a sleepover. Maybe your friends were hanging out and the sleepover was a spur of the moment, last minute decision. Maybe the sleepover happened because they both had to be somewhere early the next day. Maybe the other friends' grown-ups had to be away overnight because of a business trip or a wedding, and the sleepover happened so the host kid's parents could take care of the other friend. Which is the real explanation? I don't know. We may never know. But if we can think of lots of other maybes, it makes the deliberate meanness explanation seem less likely. The maybes we've come up with so far have nothing to do with how the host friend feels about you. There is one maybe that could sting a little. Maybe the host kid and the other kid are closer friends with each other than they are with you. Ouch. It doesn't feel good to be a second choice friend. On the other hand, we don't want to do all or nothing thinking when it comes to friendship. All or nothing thinking happens when we tell ourselves that something has to be perfect or it's worthless. Telling ourselves, my friend has to do exactly what I want at all times or we can't be friends, is an example of all or nothing thinking that's likely to leave you friendless. There's no such thing as a perfect friend. Here's an important question to ask yourself. Is your friendship with the host kid still good and fun, even if he's closer to the other friend than he is to you? My guess is that it is. Don't give up on a good friendship because it isn't perfect. So, what can you do in this situation? One option is to try to become closer with either the host kid or the other friend or both. What if you invited them both over for a hangout or even a sleepover? Having fun together is a great way to become closer friends. Another option is to try to expand the group. Friendship threesomes can be challenging because one person often feels left out. Adding a fourth friend to the group can ease the tension and increase the fun. If you think you might have accidentally done something that makes your friends less eager to hang out with you, of course you should address that. You could apologize or just try to do better from now on. There's one more option for dealing with this situation that might surprise you. You could do nothing. You could remind yourself that what your friends do when you're not around is not your concern. It isn't relevant to their relationship with you. You could choose to be cheerful and friendly when you're with these friends and find some other way to entertain yourself when you're apart. This has been Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic. You can learn even more about friendship through my funny and practical books for kids. Growing Friendships, a kid's guide to making and keeping friends, and Growing Feelings, a kid's guide to dealing with emotions about friends and other kids. They're available through your library or wherever you buy books. Parents, check the show notes for a link to get my free guide featuring 12 ways to help your child make friends.